I'm sorry. Your girlfriend has nothing to worry about. I do not fucking want you. I was literally just being a normal person. I'll be sure to be a bitch next time.
That big rack of hers that she showed off constantly. That peanut butter skin with that big rack.
We've got all, I mean, two cities have glommed.
My turn! You told me it was my turn.
The Fox Sports lawsuit contains allegations of infidelity, SA, and salacious stories that, if true, could end the career and marriages of powerful individuals in sports media. It's important to note that these are just still allegations. However, for clarity, we're going to tell the story from the perspective of the accuser and her 42-page lawsuit, which Fox Sports executive producer Charlie Dixon, Joy Taylor, and Skip Bayless are the defendants. Noushin Fattah-Gee started working full-time as a hairstylist for Fox Sports in 2016. As a hairstylist, she had friendships with on-air talent, and they seemed to pour their heart out to her during their sessions. This is common with hairstylists and barbers, where it can sometimes feel like a therapy session as they ask questions about your life and your day-to-day. Noushin would go out for drinks often with the now defendants in her lawsuit and hear them gossip about the behind-the-scenes culture in Fox Sports. The first shocking allegation in Noushin's lawsuit was that the executive producer of Fox Sports, Charlie Dixon, gave the co-hosting role for Undisputed with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe to Joy Taylor as a reward for having sex with him. There was a lot of buzz about this show before it was launched, and around this time in 2016, Joy Taylor was unknown and just a bartender slash radio host that was getting her first experience at Fox Sports. This lawsuit goes a step forward and says that Skip Bayless wanted to keep Joy Taylor off the show because of her inexperience, but Bayless ultimately dealt with her being on as a favor to executive producer Charlie Dixon. Keep in mind, both Joy Taylor and Charlie Dixon were married around this time in 2016. This favor to Dixon by Joy actually ruined two of her relationships. The first was in 2016. She was married to baseball player Richard Giannotti, but according to this lawsuit, he eventually divorced her when he suspected that her and Dixon were sleeping together. Noushin claims to be at the dinner when Giannotti started to get suspicious. In 2018, Joy Taylor was married to former NBA point guard and head coach Earl Watson. This lawsuit claims he found out about the favors Joy was doing to Dixon to stay on high-profile shows, and he sought to break the marriage off. According to Fattah-Gee in this lawsuit, Dixon paid off Coach Watson, who threatened to go to the public with this information. The internet has been roasting Joy Taylor for sleeping with somebody who looks like Michael Dixon, but as we go deeper into this lawsuit, you will learn that this was part of the culture at Fox Sports, and there is something more toxic going on behind the scenes. In 2020, according to the hairstylist Noushin, Joy used a similar tactic to get on another high-profile show. An upcoming show, Speak, hosted by Emmanuel Acho, was set to debut on Fox Sports. Noushin claims that she saw Joy Taylor with Emmanuel Acho several times, and Joy eventually admitted to her that she was sleeping with Emmanuel Acho in order to get on his new show, Speak. Obviously, as most sports fans know, she would eventually get that role as the co-host on Speak. But because Noushin is claiming that Emmanuel Acho and Joy Taylor were smashing for a period of time, the internet is roasting the two by bringing up some old receipts.
Take a moment to shout out my co-host Joy Taylor. A woman, a black woman, daily show, sports. Do you all realize how hard it is to get into the position that she is in? So often there's misogyny and sexism running rampant in sports, and we don't even care what women have to say in sports. I do not know anyone that is more impressive in every way, shape, or form than the one and only Joy Taylor, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Underdog, where you can win money on sports. Underdog is the fastest growing fantasy app in the industry. I especially love playing their Pick'em game, where you can pick your favorite players around the league and guess whether or not they'll have a higher or lower stat total this week for a chance to win big. You can win up to 1,000 times your money in one night. Personally, I like doing this when it's a sport or a game that I don't care about. I can play my picks and pick my favorite players and just have a little bit more care in the game. Check out this map right here to see if Underdog is available in your state. Shout out to my Oregon viewers, my California viewers, where it is available. Also, when you sign up with my code Wi-Fi, you get a free pick plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash for first-time players. So visit underdogfantasy.com right now, claim your free pick, or find the app in the Google or Apple Store. Claim your free pick with promo code Wi-Fi and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash for first-time players. Nusheen, who did consider herself a friend of Joy Taylor and her hairstylist at this time, said that she warned Taylor that Dixon could get jealous of her sleeping with Emmanuel Acho, but Joy explained that she has a plan to say that Dixon forced himself on her and basically Me Too him. Some people have said that Joy Taylor is basically claiming that she was gonna lie about their relationship in order to force him out of a job, but a key detail in this lawsuit by Nusheen is that Charlie Dixon did force a lot of women out of a job because they allegedly refused his advances, and Joy Taylor did not want to be another victim of Charlie Dixon. Because if Nusheen's allegations are true, then no one should feel sympathy for Charlie Dixon. His allegations, out of all the people that we're going to talk about, are by far the worst, and I think he's the main culprit in this lawsuit. Nusheen claims in her lawsuit that an anonymous host at Fox Sports was essentially fired for refusing to sleep with Dixon. Dixon said he would not renew her expiring contract because she refused. The anonymous host also claimed that Dixon was doing this to other female hosts at Fox Sports. Nusheen claims that Dixon, while he was drunk off tequila at a party, grabbed her buttocks. Nusheen tried to vent about this to Joy Taylor, and Joy Taylor told her to get over it and warned that Dixon has the power to take away both of their jobs. Joy Taylor also told Farah G that no one gives a F about Dixon laying off women TV hosts at Fox Sports. If this is all true, Taylor clearly felt coerced by Dixon, but was cynical about the sports media industry. Taylor seems aware of the corruption at the top at Fox Sports, but accepts that it will never change, which is likely why she acquiesced and slept with key figures for personal gain. The lawsuit also alleges that Dixon set up a female host on a failing show just to justify firing her after she made reports of harassment. Nusheen in the lawsuit claims that a man named Mr. Diaz, who works in audio, openly harasses and gropes women at work, but never faces discipline because he supplies coke to Fox employees and on-air talent. No wonder these hosts have so much energy for their heated sports debates. This lawsuit does feature a lot of creepy allegations towards the former undisputed host, Skip Bayless. According to Nusheen, Skip Bayless was always friendly with her and eventually started giving lingering hugs, kissing her on the cheek, even though she claims she tried to make it clear that she was uncomfortable with it. Skip would also constantly bring up how her life could change if she accepted his advances. What is really bad is that she once vented to Skip Bayless that she thinks she may have ovarian cancer in an effort to get him to stop his advances and stop trying to hit on her. But instead, he went even further, started kissing her hands, and then did the most cringe thing ever, which is offer her $1.5 million to sleep with him. Keep in mind, Skip Bayless is rich, making like $7 to $8 million a year, but $1.5 million, that's a huge portion of his salary. Nusheen claims she rejected Skip Bayless's offer, and that a week later, after he made that offer, he made another advance at her, and she said, "Skip, stop. You have a wife." And then he made a joke saying, "Aren't you Muslim? Doesn't your dad have 3 to 4 wives?" And then Nusheen said her dad was dead, and Skip Bayless knew he messed up there. What's interesting is, as of late, Skip Bayless has featured his wife on his podcast as a guest. Maybe he knew this lawsuit was coming and he wanted to better his image before it hits, or perhaps his wife is unaware of these advances, and if so, Skip is going to have some explaining to do. A year later, in 2022, Skip accused Nusheen of sleeping with Shannon Sharpe. Nusheen told Skip she has never slept with any member or employee at Fox, but Skip insisted that she was sleeping with Shannon Sharpe and that he could tell due to their body language. Skip went on to tell Nusheen that he loves her and he's loved her for 6 years and that she's hurting him by doing this. While upset, he then suggested that Nusheen could lose her job if he stops requesting her as his hairstylist. Nusheen said she felt like her job could end if she did not warm up to Skip Bayless's advances. Around the same time, Nusheen had a falling out with Joy Taylor, and Taylor began making offensive comments towards her in front of colleagues. In particular, she mocked her Persian accent and her inability to speak English that well. Joy Taylor eventually requested a different hairstylist, which caused Nusheen to be more dependent on Skip Bayless for work. The following year, in 2023, high members in Fox Sports Employee Relations Development Department began questioning Nusheen about her knowledge of Joy's relations with Dixon and also Emmanuel Acho. She denied knowing anything specific, but felt that she was being iced out of Fox Sports for for knowing too much. Skip Bayless later learned that Nusheen and Sharp never slept together. According to her lawsuit, Bayless disclosed that Dixon wanted Nusheen fired because she knew too much and was talking. He also said that Dixon was the one who told him Shannon Sharp slept with Nusheen. Skip's job started to come into jeopardy because he continued to request Nusheen despite Dixon wanting to force her out as his hairstylist. The show Undisputed was eventually canceled in 2024 and Skip Bayless was fired from Fox Sports. This led to Nusheen getting her work hours drastically reduced and then fired as well. Skip Bayless vented to Nusheen when he was fired. She claims he said F Charlie Dixon and he told her to sue his ass. So Nusheen was out of a job and she thought about going public with all this information. She actually says in this lawsuit that she feared that Dixon would put a hit out on her if she did go public. It's important to mention that the lawsuit makes positive comments about Colin Cowherd, saying that while she worked on the herd, he was professional, so at least there's some good news coming out of this. The big question is, what happens next? Skip Bayless seems like he was already heading towards retirement after being ousted by Fox Sports, but his behavior in this lawsuit, if true, makes him too much of a liability to be hired by another network. However, as of late, he's been just making independent content. Based on this lawsuit, Joy Taylor was rude and unprofessional towards Nusheen, but she adapted to the dog-eat-dog culture of sports media and used her body to get ahead because it's unfortunately required for women in that industry at Fox Sports. Charlie Dixon, according to the lawsuit, created the culture of predatory behavior at Fox Sports. What Fox Sports female anchors have been required to sleep with Dixon in order to advance in their career? Who else besides the anonymous female anchor mentioned earlier was let go or did not have their contract extended because they refused to sleep with Dixon? If this lawsuit is true, and let's be clear, everything that has been said so far are allegations from Nusheen, but if it's true and more people come forward, expect the downfall of current executives at Fox Sports, in particular the executive producer mentioned in this lawsuit, Charlie Dixon. Joy Taylor will probably go on hosting shows because it doesn't sound like she did anything illegal here. Skip Bayless will probably go on making his independent content, but somebody at Fox Sports is going to have to answer to these allegations or pay a bunch of money to make it go away.